All right, everybody, welcome to the iRacing Virtual Cup Series race at Darlington Raceway. I am James Rouse with you for Sim Racing Media. Excited to start round one of the iRacing Virtual Cup Series playoffs. So starting the round of 12 here today at Darlington. Not a better track to do it on, as this should be a fun one here, folks. We got a really awesome playoff grid for you. These guys have a ton of fun. They've been racing all season just to try and get to this point. Timothy Latham just doing a fantastic job winning races. He's a regular season champ, but he has a host of people behind him trying to come in and ruin his championship again. Let's see here just what's going on in the race today. So the iRacing Virtual Cup Series does things a little bit different. All right, they do a 70%, I believe, race. So you got three stages. Stage 1 will be lap 75. Stage 2 will end at 150, and the race will end after 235 laps around Darlington. We're going to look at some other things later on, but we also have some throwback paints out there, so we'll check those out once we get started. But I appreciate you showing up and watching. Make sure you give us a like or a follow or subscribe if over on YouTube. We definitely love to have you. And let us know who you're watching, what you're thinking of the broadcast in the comments section. We love to see those. We like to get you guys out on air the same way. As it's a hot day here. Track temp 108 on this 1.3 mile Lady in Black. We're going to go ahead and get started here as everybody is getting underway in the grid. 11 cars here today. So we got Jason Baker starting in your pole position once he gets on there. Carl Dotson, as well as Jordan Sailors. See these guys getting gridded up. Brian Mabry's got that Dale Earnhardt throwback. Wheaties. Love to see that. Love to see these guys having fun. So the big one is Timothy Latham. Timothy is our regular season points championship, has snagged himself a ton of bonus points here today. 33 bonus points. So he's 33 points above the cut line. And that's the thing about this small grid that we have today. Only 11 cars showing up. So with this grid, every position is going to matter, and you got to show up to get the points. So pretty much a freebie. Somebody is going to make it into the next round based on that alone. So let me make sure I get the right thing up here. So you guys know what we're talking about. There we go. Your playoff picture up there. Timothy Latham up 33 points. Justin Boyles 17 points up. Will Barlow 15. Brian Mabry 12 points. So we're going to go ahead and get that going. Let me see once we get our grid. So in the playoff, round one, we got Jason Baker starting out up front on the pole position. Timothy Latham in second. Dave Fuge in third. Carl Dotson in fourth. Jordan Sailors fifth. Justin Boyles sixth. Brian Mabry starting inside row 4. Will Barlow on his outside. PJ Engelkins in 10th place. And Richard Smith in 9. We're going to get rolling here. Lights are off on the pace car. So we are going to go green. Just Jason Baker going to take him around. Here we go. That pace car is going to go off. We're going to get the green flag here shortly. There it is. Green flag is out. Jason D. Baker going to take him around, getting a huge jump. Win the outside with Timothy Latham, Carl Dodson behind him, and Dave Fuge staying side by side through turn 1 as Jason Baker gets the advantage. But these two cars are beating and begging. Jordan Sailors and the 8 car of Justin Boyles getting close together there. So we got Carl Dodson getting challenged by Jordan as well, and Justin Boyles falling down even farther. Dave Fuge, teammate, trying to work his way up there. We are in the next gen cup cars, you should notice. So it should be a fantastic race here. These things have started to come into themselves a lot better in recent times. So these things are riding pretty good. Brian Mabry there in that awesome number 3 car. Running that. So there we go. Up front, we got Timothy Latham and Jason Baker working on each other. These are your 2 leaders. In the back, we got Dave Fuge going to the bottom of the track. Getting a little loose, going into the wall, earning his Darlington stripe as Carl Dodson just ran the fastest lap of the race at 29.09. We are rocking here, folks. Everybody running good, using that draft, getting that rubber down, trying to make something happen here at the iRacing Virtual Cup Series. Long race ahead of us, folks. We got this. Jordan Sailors fell back. Now he's trying to make his way back up the field. We saw him make a good pass last time, but Richard Smith is not having it. He's on the back bumper of Jordan. Low downforce package tonight, it seems. This high horsepower and low downforce is really gonna hurt him coming out of these turns. Once these tires start going away, you're gonna start to see a lot more people getting squirrely. Guarantee it. Back up front, we see Jason Baker has taken off. Timothy Latham right behind him. Carl Dodson in 3rd. Justin Boyles 4th. Brian Mabry there. So let us know. We're going to go through, show you guys just, this is throwback night, so a couple of these guys have some throwbacks they wanted to share with you. Go ahead and go over very briefly. So first of all, we got the Wheaties Good Wrench number 3. I'm on board with Brian Mabry there. Brian going to the bottom, letting a teammate get by. So there you go. That throwback looking really good. Of course, then we got the 5 car. We got a Terry Labonte paint scheme. Timothy Latham putting down. Terry Labonte, number 5. Ray's Energy now. Very colorful car, running 2nd place. And we got Jordan Sailors. Check this thing out. The old, modeled after an old street stock. The number 30 car. This picture up. Show you guys what I'm talking about. See how good he did this true to form. There you go. That's what this one is. Gorgeous old car. running that 55. Better look at that. And then, of course, looks to be the fan favorite in the Discord. Is this 14 Copenhagen car? You gotta love it. I know I do. We're gonna see who is piloting that machine. That's Dave Hughes. Take a look at this thing. Looking gorgeous, that 14 Copenhagen. Orange looks good on these cars, folks. That is a really good one on that Ford Mustang. Love to see it. Love these throwback things as Baker is kind of taken off with it. Jason Baker is the second as Justin Boyles has crashed. Let's see as he's... Oh, Justin's going to take that thing to the garage. In third place. Let's see what happened. This is a replay. Just gets absolutely squirreling. Catches that inside wall. That car is done. No yellow flag, though, as of now. No one else was around him. He got onto the apron. Very unfortunate for Justin. Let's see if we can pull him in real quick. So, you guys, we're going to let you guys watch Jason Baker take a round while I pop in and chat with him. Alright, so Justin actually has to pop off to work. But, getting a little loose there, showing you just how dangerous that inside wall at Darlington could be. So let's take a look at Brian Mabry. Brian working on Will Barlow in front of him in that purple 15 machine. Chevy dominated field. You see a Toyota, a couple Toyotas in there in the back. Couple Fords, but dominated by Chevys as we see, oh, be coming up quick behind him. Is that our leader? It is not. Will Barlow's trying to hold off Brian Mabry as we're coming to our stage break here very shortly. Lap 75, so about halfway through the stage. Something I do want to bring up here. We are going to be on stage break at lap 75, but the fuel run is 52 to 60 laps, I've heard. So, start looking at them to come in pretty early if you want a short pit. One of those things you don't know what you're going to be able to do, how long you're going to be able to under race conditions. Coming through to it. So moving through the field, PJ Engelkins. Working on the 23 car, I believe is Richard Smith. 2 car in my book, but that's okay. PJ Engelkins earning his Darlington Stripes there. You saw it's hard to keep this thing out of the wall. One thing about Darlington as well is how it's shaped. That paper clip got a tight turn 3 and 4. So you go into 1 and 2, you're really able to sweep it around. Front stretches are pretty long for a short track. You got this long sweeping turn here. You're able to kind of arc it out, work on your line a little bit. Not too much banking. And then you go into this kind of shorter back stretch. Then you get a really tight turn 3 and 4. So you can be set up for 1 and 2 where you can get through 1 and 2 relatively quickly, but then 3 and 4 you're not going to be set up as well. So you'll see a lot of give and take here. You see a lot of folks kind of possibly gaining through 1 and 2, but then out of 3 and 4 they kind of lose it back. And you'll see a lot of that moving forward as Will Barlow still staying in front of Brian Mabry, but Jason Baker getting around some folks here as Jordan Sailors has come down pit road. Coming down pit road here, possibly trying to short pit, make sure he's able to make it to the end of the stage. Jason Baker going to get by him. But just as I said this, Carl Dotson making his way up to Jason, kind of closing the gap here. The last lap was about half a second faster. So closing that half a second gap, and he's still doing it. Wonder what's going on. Jason Baker slowing down immensely here. Carl is using that wall to his full advantage to try and get to the back bumper of Jason D. Baker. A lot of racing yet to go here, folks. Lot of racing here to go, but they're still fighting, cutting that gap down as we're watching Carl Dotson chase down Jason Baker to try and make something happen. Go ahead, turn it up and watch this chase happen. There you go, folks. You're seeing just how close they have to get to that wall, but Jason Baker really going to have to fight here if he wants to keep Carl Dotson off his back bumper. As Carl's going to go to the inside here, our first real pass of the day for the lead. Jason has held it since the beginning, but Carl Dotson is challenging. Huge advantage on lap times goes to Carl Dotson so far. They're just trying to get as high as they can, get that momentum down these big, long front and back stretches. Let's see if he's going to go low here. Hard place to pass. You got to stay high on these little short tracks, kind of like Bristol used to be. You want to get that high line, it's dominant. We're going to see just how much Jason Baker wants to fight for this position. Taking a look at our standings. Jason J.D. Baker down there in 11th, below the cut line. Would really like to see a win here to get this thing a little extra padding. Definitely get into the round of 12. We got some hard races coming up. But Carl Dotson, kind of in the same boat, in the eighth position. Wants to get as many points as possible to make sure he's able to set himself aside from those people that did not show up today to race. So just going through here, we got Timothy Latham, playoff driver in that number 5 car. Rays Energy Chevrolet. He's currently running 3rd place, but he's got a good little points buffer. Timothy, our regular season championship 2-timer, won last season and this season. Regular season was unable to come away with the championship due to a last-minute fuel calculation. It cost him that championship. But Justin Boyles, that year he has left the building. He had to go to his job, but he also spun out and wrecked the car, so that probably helped him make his decision. Got Will Barlow currently running 4th. 15 car. Will Barlow and Brian Mabry, these guys right next to each other in the standings, running with each other here in 4th and 5th position. Richard Smith, the 2nd, sitting in 7th position currently. He was able to pick up some bonus points throughout the regular season. Himself 9 points and good. Dakota Jorgensen unable to make the race today. So that spot's going to that's going to cost him. With only 12 cars in the field, you know that these other drivers are going to get a ton of points today. Dave Fuge coming down pit road. Dave and Carl Dotson. Once he got past, he decided to come in. Dave Fuge, a lot of damage on the right side of that Copenhagen 14. Is running 7th currently in the playoff standings and 7th on the track. It's his pit box there. Then we got Carl Dotson, the 29 car. Was leading for a long time there. Got past side hay. Might as well come in now and get some fresh tires. Get out there, puts down some fast laps. Philip Loy, not in the race today. Jordan Sailors, remember that name. Got that 55 throwback. With a squirrely right there. He's currently running 8th. And then Jason D. Baker. J.D. Baker running in 1st place right now. Trying to take this thing away. Trying to put down some fast laps before he decides to come down pit road. Get it as long as possible. That way he knows he doesn't have to come in. The pit window of about 50 laps on 6 fresh sets of tires. You guys are going to not want for tires, but they should have to come in at least 4 to 5 times. So should have enough sets of tires, but the faster you can get out there and run, they know they got 2 free stage breaks. They're going to come in. So good for J.D. Baker. Of course, Tony Patton in the 86 car started from the pits. Very unfortunate. He was unable to make it in time to qualify. Started from the pits. That put him a lap down immediately, and so far it hasn't gotten any better. He's down 4 laps currently. Has not pitted yet, so that number is just going to get worse. But good news for Tony is he's going to get a ton of points, and the worst he can get, the worst amount of points he can get, I believe, is I think 22 or 25. If my math's correct, probably not. So not too hurt. Justin Boyle is Doc Holliday out, so even that, the worst he can get is 25 points here, so that's going to help him out. So we got Jason Baker, running in front, 11-second gap. But remember, Carl Dotson has already came in. He's running a 29.56. That's a second and a half faster than Jason Baker. So watch out for that. When will he decide to come down pit road? Jason Baker deciding to come down right now. That's going to open the door. Let's see if Carl Dotson can get around quick enough. Get that lap back. Got fresh tires on that 29 machine. Tires. We say it every single week in NASCAR. Tires are huge. Especially in iRacing, you're able to get out. Really see a difference how grippy those new Goodyears are versus anything old. And these new wider tires are absolutely no different. A lot more traction, a lot more able to put some power down, but you definitely notice when you're missing it. As Jason Baker is just going to come out just a stretch behind Carl Dotson. But we've seen him cut this down before. We'll see if he can do it again. Jordan Sailors is in third. Timothy Latham in fourth behind PJ. That Oreos 93 Chevy. PJ has not pitted yet. Only two cars that have not pitted. PJ and Richard Smith. It looks like Richard's going to try and not lock him up as he's going to come down pit road right now. Behind Mabry, Will Barlow. Everybody else has pitted. See what Jason can do with 7-lap pressure tire, folks. Well, guys, we appreciate everyone who is watching. We like seeing you guys in the chat. If you're not watching live, if you're enjoying the race, you can go ahead and hit that up in the chat as well. I'd love to see that stuff. If you got any improvements or anything kudos you want to shout out, we definitely love to show them. You show your drivers that you're watching them. We're going to go ahead and go to a quick commercial break following around, but we're still going to be side by side, so if anything happens, you will see it, folks. Dave Hughes just closing in on the old tires of PJ Eaglefoot.
Have you ever needed to borrow a
breakthrough technology that shakes your seat at precisely the right moment so you can feel the action on the screen? Choose 4D Cinemas powered by Butt Kicker for the ultimate theater experience. And for the ultimate in movies, gaming, and sports at home, add your own Butt Kicker. A simple, wireless, affordable device that takes just seconds to install. Text the word on the screen right now to receive a special offer. Get Butt Kicker and feel what you've been missing.
There you go. Shout out to Butt Kicker, helping sponsor this league. The non-playoff driver, the couple non-playoff drivers that are in this race that are not that finish in the top points, they will get themselves a Butt Kicker. So guys, this is a really fun league to join. If you're interested in joining a league, of course, come check it out. iRacing Virtual Cup Series. And with so few drivers here, I would bet you can come in next week, and if you have a good enough race, you might be able to win yourself a Butt Kicker down here in this build up. Those that are not in the playoffs, I always like to say this. I appreciate you guys racing. Everybody else does coming out here and supporting the other drivers in your league. I'm sure they appreciate it as well. Carl Dotson's putting on a clinic here, but Jason Baker is running about a 7/10 faster laps. We're going to throw up our last lap time. So these are your last lap times, folks. Got to see how J.D. Baker is coming in and closing that gap. So we're going to set those refresh. About a half-second faster on 7-lap pressure tires. But does he have enough time? Only 75 laps in this first stage, and every point's going to matter. You never know. Once everybody gets bunched up again, you could have a wreck. You could put yourself out of the race. No fast repairs here. No second chances for these drivers. And that win, with so few drivers, that win and those 5 extra points for winning and all those stage points make a huge difference. Following Jason, we got Brian Mabry trying to make a move on Dave Huge. He is closing that gap. Relatively close when they last pitted. Interesting to see why Brian is so much faster. Possibly making adjustments to that number 3 car. Getting right up to the bumper for that 14 Mustang. One thing to get there, it's another thing to make the pass. Little give and take there. He's going to give him the bumper a little bit. Maybe getting a little bigger run than he thought he did. Did not look like he meant to do that, folks. You generally don't want to throw a bump and run in the start of the backstretch. Not really a conducive place to do it. Maybe just having an immense run on Dave Huge and not knowing what to do with it there, unable to get out of the way. You don't want to take yourself off your line here at this 1.3 mile per hour speedway. 1.3 mile speedway. Take yourself off your line, you have to adjust. You see how much it's taking him to get back to it. Trying to get to the back bumper of Dave Huge. Just gets such a huge run out of 1 and 2. And this is what I was talking about earlier, folks. In this setup, once you might get that thing set up out of 1 and 2, but then 3 and 4, you don't have it. So Dave Huge is just going to go to the bottom of the track, let him get by. But he's got Will Barlow now. Will Barlow scratching at the back door. Carl Dotson. No way. Jason Baker's caught up with Carl Dotson already. This is for the lead. Jason Baker, Carl Dotson. I have a feeling these guys are going to be battling all day long, as we're going to see if he's going to have the opportunity to complete that pass. He is not. Not yet, at least. But J.D. Baker working on that 29 Chevrolet. Let's see if he can get it done. This just takes so long to build up your run, find the opportunity to pass, all while trying to keep your flow. So hard to get in a rhythm here at Darlington. Goes you for your loop. There he goes. He's going to make the pass on Carl Dotson. Carl's just going to let him go. He doesn't want to get ran into it. Doesn't want to get bumped. He's going to do the safe thing. There we go. Carl Dotson falling. Jason Baker able to make that pass off, but now he's coming down. Carl Dotson's backing down a little bit. Get himself a half-second lead. He wants to get back on target. get back in his groove. Let Jason take this out. They're both running 1-2. Fantastic for points. Don't really have to worry about too much. Let's take a look back at Will Barlow. Will Barlow just passed Dave Hughes. Dave now back to 6th place. Trying to catch Brian Mabry, who is working on some lap traffic. Usually your folks, lap traffic not meaning too much. Especially with such a short field, it is a little bit harder. Lap traffic not really going to get in the way. They'd really have nothing to gain for it. We're on lap 60 of 235. 15 laps away from stage 1. We're going to go ahead and run to it. Turn it up. All right, folks. We have a caution. Richard Smith getting a little bit sideways. We kind of watched that battle a little bit earlier. Lap car. He was actually the second car a lap down. Let's see what happened here. 15th, Will Barlow trying to make the pass. Just gets right at the back of the 23 after he's unable to save that car. So there it is. The number 2 car gets in the wall, gets a little bit squirrely, and definitely comes down. On the 15 car. Yeah, just one more time from the view of a Will Barlow. See what Will saw. As that's right at the spot where you start to get down. Definitely trying to go under. Unfortunately, kind of a net code issue. I hate saying that. I hate using net code as an issue, but that definitely is what that looked like. As Will Barlow staying out, trying to get these stage points. Timothy Latham, Carl Dotson, Jason Baker trying to get some repairs fixed with Dave Fuge. But Brian Mabry is going to be your leader in the 3-car. Very interesting. Both leaders, Carl Dotson and Jason Baker, were running 1-2, decided to come down pit road. Now it looks like the rest of the field will come down. Carl Dotson going to take back over your lead. So let's go in here. Let's pull in. Will once he gets out of the break there. We'll talk to him. Gets out of his pits. But that changes a lot, folks. Not many laps are going to be left. After lap 75 of 235 is going to be the first stage caution. Points will be given out as Will's spending a lot of time in pit road getting those Darlington Stripes painted up. How many people are going to get a wave around? Nobody. By the 86, possibly. Tony Patton working for a wave around. They are. Lights are off on the pace car. Will Barlow going to try and make his way back to the field. Thin car of Tony Patton's going to try and race around as well. We got one to go here, folks. Carl Dotson, Timothy Latham starting 1-2. Carl already put in work. He's up 3 positions. Timothy started second. That's where he is right now. We haven't really talked about him, but he is always a threat here in iRacing Virtual Cup Series. So Brian Mabry not taking tires this time around. So that is going to be an interesting development as we still have up to 7th place a lap down. So you can gamble here, folks. You can take a chance. Take a chance on this restart. As the pace car is going to come down. It's on Carl Dotson to make the move. Gonna smash that loud pedal down once he gets out of turn 4, and he is gone. Timothy Latham going at the exact same time. These guys working together. Jason Baker, Brian Mabry behind him. Everybody getting a good run. Trying to get out in front and make that thing work. They only have 5 laps left. Timothy Latham. He's got Jason Baker behind him. Carl Dotson in front of him. Let's see how he can, if he's made some adjustments to get that thing rolling. He's got a huge run out of turns 4. Coming into 1 and 2. He's going to take the position away from Carl Dotson. Jason Baker's going to make his way around as well, as Timothy has not been here the whole race, but he showed up when it mattered. Sitting in first place right now in front of Jason Baker and Carl Dotson. Back behind him, Brian Mabry, Will Barlow, and Dave Fuge, the only ones fighting for position. That's why we're going to stay up here with our leaders. We got 3 laps to go until the first stage caution. Fighting for all valuable playoff points here. Timothy Latham doesn't need them, but he definitely doesn't want Jason or Carl getting them. Timothy has made some huge adjustments on that car. He has got that thing rolling the way he wants to. He's going to be coming to 2 to go left in the stage. Pits are going to close. As Jason Baker's right on that back bumper, you can see from this point of view, just trying to work that thing around. See how much he needs these stage points. We got one more lap to go in stage 1 of the iRacing Virtual Cup Series playoff, round 1 of 12. Let's see if the 85 has anything for him. Jason Baker going to the inside. Not the front line here. He's going to get into him. The 5's on the wall. 39 is going to scrape by as well. 39, Jason Baker puts Timothy Latham with a little extra speed. Going for the bottom. Now Tim is going to try his hand at the bottom. Harder to make that work, but we've seen him get a huge runoff here. It's not going to happen this time. He gets Carl gets a little squirrely. Let's see if Timothy has it. He does not. Lap 75. That is it, folks. Oh, they might be racing to the end of lap 75. That's the case. Jason Baker, Timothy Latham, and Carl Dotson. One more lap to try and catch Jason Baker. Brian Mabry and Will Barlow, Dave Fuge, all these guys back here, not really a threat to each other. There you go. Jason Baker going to take the stage break. Timothy Latham almost had it. Since they're in a little too hard, bud. Let's see. This was the path. The pass, the 85 of Jason Baker. Trying to get too low. They could not hold it down there. Very unfortunate. Was not intentional. Just couldn't hold it down there. And that happens in these cars. Go ahead and talk to Jason Baker. Let's get him in here. We're going to go ahead and give him a second to come down pit road. All right, let's go ahead and talk to our leader, if I can get this figured out. There we go. All right, I got Jason Baker in the booth with me. Jason, congratulations on the stage 1 win there. Tell us how the car's handling.
I mean, I think everybody's dealing with it, the looseness on the longer run once you get take the heat and everything on these tires. But overall, I mean, it was a good segment. I didn't mean to get into Timothy there at the end. Had the position down low, and I just pushed up a little bit on that entry, but
yeah, definitely easy to do that here in these cars, especially at this track. You know, that high line is the preferred line. I know you've made a couple passes here. You've been passed a couple times for the lead. Where have you been able to find the opportunity to pass?
I mean, honestly, I think you really got to set it up coming out of 4. But in order to do that, you got to set that up coming out of 2. So, I mean, it's hard to pass. It doesn't matter where you are. I mean, unless unless they just give it to you, it's really hard to pass. I mean, it's going to probably come down to somebody using their front end to get the win here.
Definitely get that old chrome bumper. I feel you. So I know I'll let you go here after a moment, but I do want to tell you, you're down there, no bonus points coming into this, but you're running absolutely fantastic here. How important is it for you to run up there and have a good race today?
I mean, I'm not in the championship hunt. I had to bow out because my brother-in-law plays football, and unfortunately our entire family's dealing with COVID right now, so we're in quarantine. So I was able to race this Friday night, but I'm not able to race every week. So I mean, I just want to show up and give a good clean showing, give it another car in the field.
Definitely. Well, you're giving us a good show, but I know we're one to go, so I'll let you go, and good luck to you and the family. I know COVID is a pain in the butt right now, so hopefully
yeah. All right, man. Hopefully I get to talk to you again at some point.
Definitely. And you're out in Team Racing Bakers, I imagine?
Yes, sir.
All right, we'll send you back there. Good luck.
All right, thank you.
So yeah, we talked to Jason Baker, AD. He is not in the playoffs, but still scored in the playoffs. This might change his mind if it doesn't make something happen. Will Barlow, after all that, everybody pitted pretty much. They're going to come down. Lap 77 of 235 is when they came down. That Ford Fusion's going to take pit road. It's on the leader. We'll see when Will Barlow decides to go. Is there a door-to-door out of 3 and 4 here? Will Barlow going to take off. Dave Fuge left in the dust. Jason Baker, we just talked to him, our Stage 1 winner, stuck behind the bad start. Brian Mabry is going to take advantage, take the bottom line. Unfortunately, that is not the advantage here. As Jason Baker now behind the 14 of Dave Fuge, trying to find a way around the slower car there. He's going to make it on the bottom here. Going to make that thing stick. Make that pass. Behind him, we got Brian Mabry. Got the same issue he's dealing with. But Dave Fuge is going to cross him up, get to the inside. Now he's got the inside going into 1 and 2. Somewhere where you can actually make an inside pass. He's going to get too low. Jason Baker in the wall. Brian Mabry sees it all. He's back there in 4th. Trying to capitalize on this. Timothy Latham. Don't forget about him. 2nd place in the stage. He's watching all this unfold in front of him. As everyone's trying to settle in, they know they got a lot of race yet left. Nothing will remind you of that more than getting into the wall after an aggressive move. Not necessarily aggressive, I should say. More, just racing. As Jason's going to try it one more time. Gets to the bottom of Jason Baker. Or gets to the bottom of Dave Fuge, I'm sorry. Gets high, gets into the wall again. Checks up the line. Timothy Latham, huge run, pushing 3 wide. Into turn 1. That is not going to work, folks. The 85 getting sideways. See if he can get by Jason Baker. Single car incident somehow. I don't know how. Let's take a look. Wow, Jason Baker. Huge. And Dave Fuge also getting a little sideways. There at the end. Both these guys racing hard. During that. Yeah, one more time. Just sends it in there a little too hard. The 14 unable to save it. Saves it for the most part. Oh no, clips. Who is that Carl Dotson. Is that the 29? The 29 of Carl Dotson just barely getting clipped at the end of it. Hard contact there. Hopefully the 14 car can save that thing. We just talked to Jason Baker. Hopeful to get a good run here. And guys, if you are watching, yeah, Jason parking it. Very interesting. Maybe make an adjustment to something. Get that thing rolling. So Will Barlow, your leader, able to stay out in front of all that. Timothy Latham, Brian Mabry, Carl Dotson, and J.D. Baker there. So there you go, folks. That yellow flag. It's going to be our first organic yellow flag. First was a stage caution, so we don't count that one. Again, guys, I appreciate you showing up. If you are watching live, be sure to let us know where you're from or who you're rooting for. Try and accommodate that. Definitely appreciate you here at Sim Racing Media. Of course, iRacing Virtual Cup Series. I appreciate you guys watching as well. All the drivers here excited to start the playoff round 1. Go ahead and show you again what the playoff picture looks like. All in all, with 3 rounds here, not much is going to matter here for a lot of these drivers. Timothy Latham, he's still going to have a huge points lead no matter what happens. Justin Boyles, same. What this is really going to do is help you get some bonus points going into the next round, the round of 8. Got a couple racers not here. That's what's really going to hurt these other racers that were unable to make this race. And of course, we see J.D. Baker told us earlier he's unable to make the next couple races. So the round of 8 is going to be relatively hard fought. Every position is going to matter for these guys at the bottom that don't have any bonus points. That's why it's huge to get those points. So that is your playoff picture up to this point. Playoff round 1. You see that red line? That's the cut line. Anything below that, not going to make it to the round 2 of the playoffs in a couple of races. We're going to put that away as we're about to go green one more time. Go to our blimp camera and watch as that 15 car is going to bring him around. Brian Mabry behind him. We'll see if how good a jump he can get here. There he goes. He's going to take off. Timothy Latham behind him. Number 3 car, Brian Mabry. 1429 trying to make some moves here. Oh, 14 hard in the wall. Comes down to 29. Pitches him into the wall. Oh, no. And then the 56 involved as well. Or the 86. 14. 29. Everybody getting involved in that. Cautions. Cautions bring cautions. Dave Fuge, Carl Dotson. Let's see what happened. 14 car in the wall. Comes down into the 19. Or the 29, I'm sorry. And it's very unfortunate for the 86 car. Cautions, read cautions, please. Nothing you can do if you're the 86 patent. Just trying to run back there, get some laps in. Unfortunately, tons of damage. Tony's still in the pits. Dave, huge. Unable to finish the race with that one. Richard Smith made it through there. Carl Dotson, the 29 car, took the brunt of that attack. So Will Barlow, now your leader, on one more caution. See what happened here. We know what happened. Who do we want to talk to? Let's talk to the 15 of Will Barlow. Will, it's James in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, how you doing, James?
Hey, I'm doing pretty good. I see you up there staying out of trouble in that 15 Ford Mustang. Tell us about it.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised I'm up here. I don't particularly like this track, and I don't like it because I'm usually not that good here, but somehow I beat everybody off pit road there on the stage break and been able to maintain it. Of course, there's been a couple cautions there, but yeah, feeling lucky.
There you go. Definitely, you can do a lot of damage here in the playoffs with some of these drivers unable to finish. So I know any points you can get are great. How are you feeling about the playoffs so far?
Yeah, I think we got a pretty good shot at it. I was a little worried about this race. Still a little worried. Don't know how it'll turn out, but I think once we get past there, I think we got a pretty good shot at it. Run good at Phoenix there, so we'll see how we do.
Definitely. Well, I know we're coming to one to go. I just want to tell you good luck, and if you show me a driver that likes Darlington, I will show you an insane person.
Thanks, James.
Well, good luck, and hopefully we'll talk to you at the end of the race. You want me to send you to Team Racing Bakers, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. Good luck, brother.
Thanks.
So that was Will Barlow. He is up 7 positions so far, holding down the pole position. He's had 2 restarts under his belt, holding off the amazing racer, Timothy Latham, regular season champion. You can hold him off. You definitely have some. Can kind of use that as a little bit of bragging rights, possibly. Staying in front of our leader, our regular season points champion, Timothy Latham. You got Jordan Sailors behind you, Brian Mabry, Jason Baker. A lot of good racers back there. I think our best view for this restart is going to be on the back bumper of Will Barlow. Try not to get inside the car. See that rear spoiler there. We're going to see Will's going to take him off at some point here. Pace car is off. Here we go. He's going to get a huge jump on the 5. This is what's kept him in it so far, as he's got the racers behind him. He's going to make them work for it. Coming into turn 1, still got the lead. Behind him, we got Timothy Latham, Brian Mabry. Everybody lining up, trying to take it a little bit easier here on this second yellow flag of the night. Timothy Latham, Brian Mabry, Jason Baker, Jordan Sailors trying to get to the inside of Jason Barker. This is our race right now. Carl Dotson back there in that 29 car trying to overcome adversity. Getting involved in that accident. There we go. Timothy Latham making his move to the bottom. Huge run off turn 3. Turn 2, I'm sorry. Coming into turn 3. Have to tighten that thing up. Hard to pass in 3 and 4. Such a tight turn. Got to be in the right area. Let's see if Will Barlow's going to keep losing momentum here. He said it. He was surprised to be up there. Surprised to be up there at Darlington. But he's got what it takes. He's got a good car right now. Got to be able to run consistently. A lot of laps left in this thing, folks. Not even halfway yet. I'm 96, up 235. Brian Mabry, Jason Baker. Back there. So Timothy Latham just ran a 29.05, folks. That's the fastest lap of the race, period. So he has figured that thing out. He is moving. And that's on 20-lap old tires. So very interesting there. Brian Mabry going to come to the inside of Will Barlow. Make that pass. Will now back to third. That's Timothy. Tim Latham moving. Brian Mabry in second. Will Barlow in third. Jason Baker in third now. Will Barlow actually falling back to fourth position. Gordon Sailors, 7th. 6th, I'm sorry. And Carl Dodson trying to make up for the accident he was in earlier, trying to get back up to the front. Saw he was one of those that was pressing Jason Baker. Unfortunately, involved in that last accident with Dave Fuge. Now Jordan Saylor's going to get around Will Barlow. We're on lap 100 of 235. Timothy Latham, your leader. We're going to go ahead and go to a turn it up. Take a quick break real quick. Alright, folks, we are back here at the iRacing Virtual Cup Series. Lap 113 up 235, getting into the pit window. We see Carl Dotson coming down, trying to make something happen, trying to do fuel only. Very interesting choice, as we're going to have the stage break at 150. How much that matters. We have a yellow flag. Richard Smith parked on the front stretch, trying to get that thing rolling again without getting anybody else involved. Take a look what happened with Richard Smith. Self spin there, is able to keep it out of the wall. Awesome job by Richard Smith. Keeps that thing out of the wall, and he lives to fight another day. Still a lap down, but that's going to definitely help out Carl Dodson. What is it actually? Let's see how many laps down Carl is. Yeah, Carl only 1 lap down. He's going to get the lucky dog. That's huge for him, as he decided to come in for the short pit. Took fuel only. Trying to gamble on a long run. That gamble did not pay off. He's going to take the lucky dog around that pace car. Again, guys, we appreciate you watching. Have any whoever you're watching, let us know who you're trying to watch. We appreciate you here at Sim Racing Media. Long one here, folks. Marathon tonight. We catch us all week. We've got great shows. Sunday night, we got the a lot of different leagues. Sunday night NASCAR for one, starting their last round of their playoffs. We also got iRacing Sunday Night Fever. They're in the playoffs as well. Then on Monday, Chris Cup. Tuesday night, CTC Trucks wraps up their playoffs. Round of 12. Well, CTC Cup Series on Wednesday. So we always got racing guys show up. Let us know if you enjoy it. Be over on Facebook, over at Sim Racing Media. You can just type that in the old search bar. Get it? If you are interested, but we do appreciate you nonetheless for checking into this race here. iRacing Virtual Cup Series. Trying to get the playoffs started. Love to see it, as Carl Dotson's going to come in down pit road, get some repairs on that car. He was a lucky dog, so he's going to the back anyways. Might as well. It's Timothy Latham, Gordon Sailors. Let's see this race off pit road. He's going to try and wait as long as he can. That pace car is going to be coming up shortly. Only 6 cars on the lead lap. 5 cars. Will Barlow is being scored as a lap out. Will Barlow is spending 2 minutes. Seconds down pit road. Oh, all right, folks. Will Barlow not wearing his absorbent fire suit. He had to go to the restroom. Oh, you'd love to see it. You'd love to see it. Well, taking that extra, going a lap down just to Go ahead and run to the bathroom. Long race here. Hopefully he's going to get that lap back at the end of the stage here. As we're side by side. We got a restart alert. Timothy Latham going to bring him around. Jordan Saylor's on his outside. Brian Mabry down below him. Inside row 2. Outside row 2 is going to be Jason Baker as they are moving. Jordan Saylor's not getting a good jump. That's going to hurt Jason Baker, but help Brian Mabry kind of overcome the disadvantage that is being on the inside here. He's unable to do it. Jason Baker. Oh, he turned in. Brian Mabry, huge save. Sorry, Jordan Saylor's absolutely humongous save. Good wheel. Jordan Saylor's. Let's take a look. Well, let's keep. We're going to stay with Jason Baker for now. Once we get a second, I get this earmarked. We're going to take a look at that. Absolutely huge there. As Jordan Saylor's making his way back around. Let's take a look. I want to see this thing one more time. This save was huge by Jordan. Gets loose here. It's loose. Reeling. We're going to go on board with Jordan here. As that wheel crank, it will save that car. Fantastic job. We're going to go live here. Timothy Latham still putting fastest lap time of the night again. 29 seconds. Here at Darlington. Huge lap there, 29 seconds. So it's hard to the race lap record here is 26.705. That was on the old car, a little bit faster. Doing my research here. I want to see what happened last year, what the fastest lap time was, because that was a blazing fast lap. Following Timothy Latham. But just like we saw earlier, wow, Darlington Raceway 10 lap averages for the first practice, August 30th, 2019. William Byron, 29.415. So it's not, again, it's not super comparable because of the different car. It's a different, this is the Gen 6. I don't know if I've noticed that. Or if I've said that. This is the next gen car. These were the Gen 6s they were running. Get those 29-second lap times. So Timothy Latham up here throwing down absolutely blazing laps. putting on a clinic. Jason Baker running behind him in second. We've seen him chase drivers out before. That thing dialed in. Brian Mabry, Jordan Sailors, and Carl Dotson. The car is on the lead lap. As we see Carl get the wall hard, that's going to hurt him. Trying to catch the lap car of Richard Smith. Who's out? Dave Fuge, Justin Boyles, Doc Holliday, most likely just doing admin. Really appreciate. Tony Patton still out there turning laps. 25 laps down. Currently, he was involved in that accident. Had to spend 10 minutes getting that thing repaired, but he's going to stay out and try and get some points here. DJ. 4 laps down. Smith. 1 lap down. Tony Patton just wrecked. Taking that thing to the garage. Let's see what happened. Slow, but he's in the apron, which is fine. iRacing's not going to call that. The huge gaps here, folks. Only 5 cars on the lead lap for the first round of playoffs. 12 drivers. Let's see there. Timothy Latham, Justin Boyles, Will Barlow, Brian Mabry. Jason Baker is unfortunately going to have to back out of the playoffs. Very unfortunate, as this has been a huge run for him. He's made a ton of points on both the stages. Speaking of stages, 18 laps left until lap 150, which is going to be the stage break, second stage break. Everyone's just coming out, running their laps. Getting this thing, trying to get it wrapped up. 100 laps to go here, folks. We're a little more than halfway. Timothy Latham, Jason Baker, Brian Mabry, your top 4. Jordan Sailors, and Carl Dotson, 5th. Will Barlow, your first car a lap down. Lap 6. Everybody gonna make it on fuel. Everybody that's out at least. So I don't see any surprises coming up. See Latham. Or Carl Dotson is Carl Dotson trying not to go a lap down. At least Will Barlow really hopes it. Richard Smith gets sideways. Able to keep it on the inside. Let's see if the yellow flag's going to go. It's not. Almost gets into Will Barlow. So Richard Smith getting loose on his own. Oh man, that was PJ barely getting by. And Will Barlow almost catching the back end of it. There we go, 6th caution of the night. Here at the round of 12 at Darlington. Comes down pit road, who decides to try and set things up for the rest of the race. Because if they do this, if they come in right now, it's just a 2-stop race. Will Barlow is going to get around them. Timothy Latham going to be in first. Brian Mabry in second. Jordan Saylor's in third. Interesting to see what's going to happen after the caution. Only going to be almost exactly the position we were in before. It's going to be a shootout to the stage break. Nobody deciding to come in. Jason Baker, Carl Dotson, and Richard Smith decided to come in there. So it's going to be a shootout to these stage breaks. Luckily, Will Barlow's involved. He did get the lucky dog like he wanted. Lap 130 or 140 of 235. We're going to go ahead and step away. So don't turn off that dial. We'll be right back. All right, we are going to get started here. Six cars in your lead lap. You can see it there on the tower. Let me know in the chat, tower or not. I'm a tower guy myself. There we go. Timothy Latham going to bring him around, getting that all-important jump on the inside to be able to jump to the outside. Jordan Saylor's stuck on the bottom. Carl Dotson's going to be up top, but he is damaged. Remember, let's see if he's going to be able to make that thing work. Jordan Saylor's getting a little bit squirrely. It's going to open the door for Jason Baker, who just came in for tires. Carl Dotson did as well. We're going to see how big a factor that's going to be coming for those bonus points here. Get a huge run, as we've seen all race long, out of 3 and 4. As the 3 car is going to get a little high. Let's see if the 29 can keep it down. He can. Those tires making a huge difference. It's able to keep it out of the wall. The number 3 car, Brian Mabry, is going to put the bumper to him just to get that draft, not to move him. Be able to get right up against that wall, scraping it even a little bit, trying to catch Tim Latham. Tim has been putting blazing speeds down, even on old tires. Carl on 24-lap fresher tires. Oh, Timothy Latham's going to get a little bit loose, but the checkup by Carl Dotson is going to cost him the spot. Playing it safe instead of attacking there and taking out your season points champion, Timothy Latham. He's going to have another opportunity here. He's got a huge run out of 2. 5 laps left in stage 2. He's going to make the pass without any issues. Timothy Latham falling behind. Let's see if Jason D. Baker can make his fresh tires work for him. He doesn't have all the time in the world. Only 5 laps left. They're going to end at the end of lap 150. And he does not have the lap times to prove that he is that much quicker than these guys. Into the wall a little bit. Darlington Stripe coming in strong. Reminder, this is playoff round 1. Tony Patton has taken it to the holler. Jay Engelkins still out there. Richard Smith. I don't even know. I don't. They are not Smith. Head. Brian Mabry. There's blood in the water. He's trying to give Timothy Latham a run for his money. Those all-important stage points. As for Carl, that's huge. Carl Dotson absolutely needs these points. He does not have the advantage that everybody else has of having all those bonus points coming into the playoff round 1. 3 laps to go here, folks, at the end of this stage. Carl Dotson leading him around. Timothy Latham in second. Brian Mabry in third. Jason Baker about 2.5 seconds back, trying to get that car dialed in still as this temperature changes. It's changing a lot of things. Jordan Sellers, after the huge save earlier, that 55 car is now in 5th. And Will Barlow taking it easy there in 6th position, just waiting for that stage break. We do appreciate you guys watching. If you are watching, let us know who you're rooting for, or just a joy and just a fan of racing. We have a white flag, 1 lap to go left in the stage. Let's see if Brian Mabry has anything for Timothy Latham. In 1 and 2, this is for your 2nd place. Carl Dotson's checked out. He's about a second ahead. White and green flag is in the air. Checkered flag going to come down on stage 2. Carl Dotson going to take it. Timothy Latham in 3rd. Brian Mabry in 4th. There it is. Carl Dotson getting the stage win. Absolutely fantastic job by him. Let's see. This is the pass for lead that gave him that lap. couple laps ago. That's huge for Carl. Go ahead and go to a quick break, and when we come back, we'll talk to our stage winner, Carl Dotson. We'll be right back. All right, Carl Dotson winning the race off of pit road and winning the stage. Congratulations, Carl. How's the car doing?
It's doing really good. That last stage and a half, I didn't take any tires, so I'd have an extra set so I could have stage points. And I was thinking about strategy, and I wanted to fix all the damage, so I just kind of suffered until the end of that.
Yeah, definitely. We saw that you were involved in what looked to be a devastating accident with when Dave Fuge got into the wall there and came down. What kind of damage did he have, and how were your engineers able to get that thing going again?
I had no engine damage. I had some cosmetic damage, so that's number one. Here, it affects you a little bit, but with the lower speeds at this track, it only hurts me going in turn 1. I don't really feel it going in turn 3. But I think the car's going to be good. I'm set up even with everybody else. We'll just take it easy here and get through this halfway of this and pit and see what we can do.
Definitely. I know you're kind of lower. No bonus points coming into the playoffs. So how important was it to decide to come in and get tires and make things work to get those stage points on
playoff racing is a whole different animal from regular season racing. You got to look at the bonus points. You got to look at the finishing positions. Every little bit counts with a great field of drivers that are going to be up front every time.
Definitely, including your teammate who was pushing you down pit road there. You should have gave him the old brake check.
Oh, no, because I don't need any more damage. It could cost me some engine damage if I would have done that stupidity.
Definitely.
So, even though he's hitting me in the rear, it may have killed my car. So I had to be careful. My delicate flower of a car just needs to be careful, and they got to stay away from everybody.
Hey, that delicate flower's been through a beating, brother. So good luck, and hopefully I'll talk to you at the end of the race.
Thank you, James.
So there you go, folks. Flashpoint Racing, Carl Dotson winning the stage there. We'd love to see it. He's had some trouble, able to come back and make something happen with it. We're going to be one to go here. Timothy Latham, Carl Dotson. Not in that order. Carl has won the race off pit road. But Timothy's going to be on his outside. He got passed on those fresh tires, but now everybody on the same page. Brian Mabry right behind him in third. Will Barlow starting outside row 2. Row 3 is going to be Jordan Sales, Jason Baker. Then row 4 is going to be a couple lap cars, Richard Smith and PJ Eagleton. We're coming out of 3 and 4. Carl Dotson is going to take the green flag. He is gone. He's got his teammate right behind him. He's going to let him up. We'll see what happens later on down the field. 100 laps to go. We'll see. Everybody should line out and just kind of get in their groove. Timothy Latham and Brian Mabry are having none of it. These guys are going to be trading punches for the rest of the race. Carl Dotson just hoping that he can stay out of it. That damaged 29 Chevy. Like I said, aero doesn't really matter too much here to him. We see Jason Baker getting passing Will Barlow. Oh, getting a little bit into the wall. Oh, our leader, Carl Dotson, huge in the wall, holding it there, trying not to come down on anybody. Class act move by our leader, Carl Dotson. That's going to open the door for Timothy Latham and Jason Baker. Huge move by Jason Baker to come through. Passing both Carl Dotson and Brian Mabry. He is no stranger to the front of the pack as he's going to be chasing down Jason Baker. As Brian Mabry gets a little bit squirrely. Jordan Saylor's going to get past him. Carl Dotson going to make his way back up. Take advantage of the checkup. Go to the bottom of the 55. Try and get up back in front of him. Get the slide job rolling there. Try not to get crossed up as you can get a huge run out of turn 4. Sailors is not going to make that happen. It's a little baby run, but he's going to make something happen out of it. Now he's going to switch him up. Carl Dotson got what he gave there. Now he is back to 4th place. Jordan Saylor saying, not today, son. It's the old Parasaroo. Up front, Timothy Latham still in the lead. Regular season points champs, by the way. Jason Baker behind him. Had some really good running in the beginning. Unfortunately, there's some pit road incidents and some other stuff. I don't know if pit road incidents, but accidents. He was pushed a little bit farther back, but he's not been too far away from these guys. He's back up there now. Half a second behind your leader. Jordan Saylors teaching Carl Dotson a thing or two as Carl's got some damage after getting to the wall. 2nd place, but Brian Mabry saying. Brian Mabry get lost it a little bit. Able to bring it back. He's going to try and catch Carl Dotson here. On lap 161, we're watching the battle for 4th place. We go to it, turn it up, crank it up, guys. I'll do the same. All right, folks, we are back here. And following Carl Dotson, Gordon Sailors in third. Carl catching it. Saw Carl have a fast car, a long run. Timothy Latham still your leader. No other changes. As the lap car, the 93 car, slowing down the 55. We'll see about the run. Carl Dotson, Jordan Sailors.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to call the race, I'm cool with that. You could be the sanctioning body. I'll take bottom here. Appreciate it. EJ pitting.
10-4.
So damn long to decide what he wanted to do. I was scared. And
Thank you, bud.
All right, folks, we're there. We appreciate all you guys stepping up and watching right now. If you're watching this live, iRacing Virtual Cup Series. They have room for some racers. They're giving up a butt kicker or two to some non-playoff drivers who show up. Race with these guys. A lot of people don't make the playoffs and they bounce. Boo. We're on lap 175 of 35. Sim Racing Media bringing you this race. Playoffs, round 1. Timothy Latham, who is your regular season points championship, and now he is leading this race by about 3 seconds. Huge gap here. Justin Baker behind him is battling Carl Dotson. Carl needs the points a lot more, but based on what we've seen, Dave Fuge Jr. in 10th, he's gone to the trailer. Tony Patton, one of those that wasn't is the bottom. He's in 9th place right now. You know what? We got time. We got nothing better to do. Go through the field here. Timothy Latham, the number 5 car. He's in first in the points. He is also in first here at the race in that 5 throwback. Justin Boyle's out of the race very early. Got the points to do it though. Came in at lap 11. Went to the hauler, went to work. Will Barlow in 3rd in the points. He's in 6th on the track. But in 6th place, even though he's the last car on the lead lap, that makes a big deal. Makes a big difference. As we see Carl Dotson pass Jason Baker. He has gotten a long run car, folks. Absolutely. Good job. Then Brian Mabry, back to our other thing we're going to do. Brian Mabry 8 seconds behind the leader. In 6th. As Jordan Sailors gets sideways. See what happened here. That is the 20 car. Trying to make the bottom. That is a lap car. Unfortunately, comes up in front of him. So that's unfortunate for the lead lap car of Jordan Sailors, but also Richard Smith. He was the lucky dog if something else were to happen. Unfortunately, now PJ Engelkins is going to get that opportunity. If he's on the track, he's not. PJ's taking her to the hauler. No lucky dog going to be given today. This chance. So everybody's going to take the opportunity to come down pit road. Everybody except Will Barlow coming. Jason Baker. Smith coming down. Full 3 laps down. But Will Barlow has a blazing fast pit crew to come out in front. Just where everybody is, up to 8th place is out. That is our 8th caution of the night. 15 of Gordon Sailors. Trying to catch up with the pace car. Almost getting into Jason Baker, but able to reel it in. Long race here, folks. Tipper's getting a little high, as can be expected. Ooh, they know they're at the top of their window. They're going to try and come in. That's going to be Jason Baker and Timothy Latham. Trying an interesting strategy coming in. Trying to get the maximum amount of fuel that they can pack into those Chevys. Will Barlow decides to do the same thing. Richard Smith coming out of pit road. Down as well. As the pace lights are off, Jason Baker and Timothy Latham, Richard Smith going to have to be pushing to get back to the line before they go. Jordan Sailors involved in that accident. Going to have to come back. He's now starting in the front. Carl Dotson, Brian Mabry behind him, Will Barlow. Everybody at the top, tippy top of their fuel run window, trying to make this into a green flag run. The pace lights are off. Pace car is in. Jordan Sailors, it's now on him. Everybody else on the bottom. Green flag is out. Carl Dotson has it handedly. Carl Dotson, 2 damaged racers. Jordan Sailors, I'm sorry. Carl Dotson behind him. 2 damaged racers in here. Working on each other. Jason Baker gets past Will Barlow. Will dive into the bottom. Let him by. Timothy Latham battling up there for that as well. Brian Mabry trying to get past Jason Baker, looking at a huge run off turn 4. We've seen that all night, folks. As Timothy Latham's trying to get by Will Barlow, he does. Pulls the old slide job on him. Jordan Sailor's got Carl Dotson in his back window. Is a 29. It's low. Jordan holding that top line down, expecting a run. Jason Baker creeping up. He's going to get to the inside of Jordan Sailors. That damage possibly being a little worse than we initially thought. That's going to give Jason the opportunity to get by. Timothy Latham hard into the wall. If we get a cross up here. We do not. Timothy Latham trying to get up to his teammate Carl Dotson up there in first. Got Jordan Sailors about a second ahead of him. As your top 3 fighting for position here with about 50 laps to go. Jason Baker trying to, I bet here, I'm calling my shot. He's going to get a run. Oh no! Carl Dotson goes high, gets into the wall. Doesn't even have to wait for a run. Jason Baker, your new leader. Carl Dotson in second. Jordan Sailors third. Timothy Latham back there in fourth. Hoping to keep battling. And battling hard they do. We'll see just how long it takes for lap cars to get back into the thick of it. Only 7 cars on the track right now. This has been a bloodbath. If you're looking for virtual scrap metal, this is where you're going to find it. Jordan Sailors is going to go to the inside. Timothy Latham. Timothy's going to lift, give him the spot. Doesn't want to cause any more issues. He's trying to get out of this thing. With a lap 190 of 234 of the first round of the playoffs. iRacing Virtual Cup Series brought to you by Sim Racing Media. That's us, folks. If you need us to call your races, you just let us know. We love doing it. Carl Dotson in the wall again. Teammate Timothy Latham's talking to him on the radio. You can guarantee it. So he knows to go low there. Heads up driving, not to follow him high. Knowing that Timothy's having problems keeping that truck or keeping that car down. Jason Baker. Keeping Jordan behind him. Jason has a relatively clean car. That 85 Marine throwback. But Jordan Sailors is coming up on him. That 55 car has been huge in the short run. This is his spot. Jason with 2 laps better fuel. So this might be a fuel mileage race at the end of it. But they're not racing like it right now, folks. Jason Baker. Said that name 5 times, too many times in the last 2 minutes. Is Jordan trying to get a run here? Makes it happen. Jason's just going to let him go. Let him go fight another day. We're going to keep watching this battle for the lead. Go ahead and go to a turn it up segment. We love to have it. Give us a little break. Get some chew. All right, folks, we're back. These drivers leaving it all on the line. Jordan Sailor's passing Justin Baker. P1 position. Let's take a look. 92. Both these cars having a hard time handling. We've got a yellow flag. Richard Smith. A little loose, unable to save it. Will Barlow gets in the back of him. Oh, super unfortunate for Will Barlow. Having a good race, staying out of trouble, and a huge big hit there on the 16 from the 23 of Richard Smith. Carl Dotson just barely making it through. Take a look at this view as Carl Dotson, nowhere to go, just decides to power through, barely making it through. Super unfortunate for Will Barlow there, but Carl Dotson able to come out of that unscathed. As that changes the fuel game, folks. Only 30 laps left. Everybody coming in here. Except Jordan Sailors. Jordan staying out. He last pitted at top of 180. I wonder what was going on with that. He's going to try and come in for fuel. Trade track position. Go ahead and talk with Brian Mabry. Hey Brian, it's James in the booth. You got me.
Yes, sir. I got you.
Hey, so coming to the closing laps here. Decided to come in and pit for fuel. Tell us about what do you think is going to happen this the other 30 laps left or so, and how important that fuel is going to be.
Well, it'll make us to the end, but it could get crazy. It may be not crazy. You never know.
Yes. It could be. It could get pretty wild as we're going to be battling. You know, Jordan Sailor's got 20 laps older tires. I wonder if he's going to come in right now. What do you think of that call?
If he wants to stay up front, he better get some tires. 'Cause I made that mistake last pit stop. I didn't take tires, and it showed. So, you definitely need fresh tires if you want to be up here.
Definitely. So, Brian, I know coming to the end of this thing, only about 6 cars on the lead lap. Does that change your strategy at all? Are you going to be aggressive or just pick points and get out of here?
I'm gonna try to go for it, but I really don't think I have much for him. But we'll try. Try anyways.
Well, your car is relatively clean. I'll tell you that much. So if that's any indication, you've got a shot.
Well, I've tried my best to keep it clean because it'll help you in the long run here. But hey, I'll just do what I can do.
Definitely. All right. Well, I'll let you back, and hopefully I talk to you at the end of the race, sir.
I appreciate it, man.
Brian Mabry there in 3rd place. Jordan Sailors rolling the dice. Decide to stay out. Everybody else has 20 lap fresher tires. If it's any indication, we're going to see pace lights are off. That 55 car. Those fresh tires are going to be cold, so we're going to be checking out, see if there's going to be any tire spin issues. Coming out of 3 and 4. On Jordan Sailors, his pace, whenever he decides to go, he's going to smash that pedal and take him around. He is gone, but Carl Dodson gets a good jump on the outside. That's huge. The inside is not advantageous for these guys. The outside has the advantage. See if he's going to be able to use that. Carl Dodson going to get a huge run. Jordan Sailor's going to give up, go to the bottom, try and get that line back, arc it back in. Brian Mabry, we just talked to him. He said he made that mistake. He knows that it was a mistake. Now Jordan Sailor's going high again. Now Timothy Latham's got him in his sights with Jason Baker right behind him. Carl Dodson taking that opportunity and taking the best of it, starting on the outside, row 1. He is your leader, but Brian Mabry's coming right behind him. 2:05 up to 35. 30 laps left to go in this initial race. 6 cars on the lead lap. It's Timothy Latham trying to get a little help from Jason Baker, unable to clear and get a good run. No air on the back of that thing. That's going to be hurtful. Jordan Sailors gets in the wall. Not as damning as you would think here at Darlington. He's just going to go to the bottom, get that line up. Got a car wrecking. Oh no, what happened with Carl Dodson? Take a look. No yellow flag. He just gets loose. Carl just gets loose on fresh tires. Able to keep that thing out of the wall, no damage. What difference that's going to make is Brian Mabry inherits the lead. Jason Baker in second. Timothy Latham in third. Jordan Sailor's getting the wall again. Now Will Barlow coming in on him. Another car with fresher tires. You're going to watch this battle. Will Barlow, see that damage he just took, that last caution. Richard Smith coming up the track, trying to keep that thing under control, unable to. Richard Smith just barely getting by, and Carler. We have a yellow flag. Not sure what caused it. Richard Smith. Self spin there. The Jordan Sailors getting absolutely bailed out by that caution of Richard Smith. Gonna be able to come down and get tires if he has any more left. Did not think they were going to need all the sets that they got, but it's looking like that's what it's going to be. Tires playing huge factors. We just saw Richard Smith drop like a rock behind everybody else. But imagine if you're not coming in for tires right now, you don't have them. Quick break. Step away for a moment. We'll be right back. All right, green flag is out. Brian Mabry going to lead him around. Timothy Latham going to get that bottom line rolling. Going to get into the 84. The 84 is going to go high. I'm sorry, the 85, Justin Baker. Then he's going to come down on 29. Jason Carl Dotson absolutely saves it. Fantastic job by Carl Dotson, but that's going to give the momentum to Will Barlow and Jordan Sailors. Rough restart there for Carl Dotson. But Timothy Latham takes advantage. Jason Baker now coming to the inside of Timothy Latham. Brian Mabry's checking out. He's got about a second and a half left with 22 laps to go. Jason Baker behind him. Timothy Latham. Carl Dotson holding that thing together. Will Barlow and Jordan Sailors. These guys have fresh tires. If they're able to do anything with them. Unfortunately, a little bit of damage on both those cars may have spelled the end for it. Jason trying to get up to Brian. Don't know if he's going to have anything for him. As they've gone through, they know how their cars are handling. Got it pretty nailed down at this point. We'll see. Only 6 cars on the track. Those 6 cars are on the lead lap. Nobody has to worry about fuel. Everybody on the same shoes for the most part. Will Barlow is going to catch up to Carl Dotson here. Try and use Carl to break some of that wind. Gets in the wall. It's going to hurt him. But needs to get up there and use Carl as a pick for that wind. That can't help your car. Getting all that extra air all inside the hood like that. That's definitely going to act like a parachute and slow you down. So you got to have somebody ahead of you. It does have a front bumper. Kind of pushing through that wind. This is your closest battle right now. Everybody else is about a second apart. Again, we do appreciate you following Sim Racing Media. And the iRacing Virtual Cup Series. You guys working hard to race and bring you a good show. Give our leaders some screen time. What do you say? We haven't really done that because our leaders have just been taking off and going away with it. But the number 3 of Carl Dotson. I'm sorry, Brian Mabry. Brian Mabry getting up there and doing a fantastic job. Coming in at the end where it matters. In the 2.5 lead gap on second place. It is throwback night. You still Will Barlow trying to make his way up to Carl Dotson. But back to the previous discussion, Brian Mabry running a throwback. Dale Earnhardt, Wheaties Mobile. The car driven in 1996 during an exhibition event led 11 laps and finished 4th. It was an all-star. All-star race that he raced there. 1997 All-Star race at Charlotte Motor Speedway. The number 3 Chevrolet went one of the only times it went back from that black and white Goodwrench colors toward the orange and white Wheaties. He was one of the first ones to do a special paint scheme. They learn hard, of course. Richard Childress Racing. If you want to see this car, you can check it out at the Richard Childress Racing Museum in North Carolina. It was really cool, little piece of history there, 1997. Really cool run there. Was Will Barlow? Oh, while we're watching it, Will Barlow passed Carl Dotson while I wasn't paying attention. Take a look at what happened. Carl having trouble keeping that thing out of the wall. Ends up getting super tight. Getting loose coming down pit road exit. Giving that position up to the junked Will Barlow. Will Barlow driving the heck out of that thing for being as damaged as it is. Jason Baker trying to make his way up to Brian, but just does nothing for him there. The setup issues are abundant here. That's not how you're going to get him. Jason Baker, JD, having a hard time with 8 to go. Keeping that thing straight, but he's giving her all she got. Got the gap within 1 second on Brian Mabry. So going through our field here, Brian Mabry in first, Jason Baker behind him in the wall again. Falling back, Timothy Latham in that 5 car. That is a throwback to the Kellogg's number 5, the car of tomorrow. A very good edition of that. Gen 5 car. Two laps to go, folks. It crept up on me. I apologize. Brian Mabry, your leader, 2.5 seconds ahead of Jason Baker, barring an absolute horrible circumstance. Gonna take the white flag here. Jason Baker in third, Timothy Latham in Jason Baker in second, Timothy Latham in third, Will Barlow in fourth, Carl Dotson fifth, Jordan Sailor's running sixth. Able to recover from that accident earlier. We have the white flag in the air. Brian Mabry. Gonna bring it around one more time. Checkered flag. He's going to take that. Brian Mabry, your winner here in the first round of the playoffs, locking himself in. Jason Baker behind him. Timothy Latham in third once he crosses the line here. Eventually. He may have already passed it. Yeah, he already took it. Barlow fourth. Carl Dotson fifth. Jordan second. So we're going to take a look as he's going to burn it down here in that Wheaties 3 car. There he is. Burn it down, Brian. He may be too exhausted. He may just be sitting around. No, he's definitely going to burn it down. Burn it down here at Darlington. Taming the Lady in Black. Getting that Dale Earnhardt throwback, the recognition it deserves. Brian Mabry. Using up the last bit of those tires. Can't take them home. Might as well burn it down. Go ahead and bring in our third place finisher, Timothy Latham. Timothy, it's James in the booth. Congratulations on your third place finish, brother.
Yeah, I appreciate it. You know, we didn't have the night we wanted to have. Early in the race, I had a really loose race car after about 15 laps, so it was a handful the whole time. But you know, constantly worked on it. Didn't get much practice as a team this week. I didn't really get any time to practice, so my first bit of laps were earlier in the practice session. So, but yeah, third place. You know, nothing to hang our head about. We fought back from missing pit road earlier and made it back to third. So I'm happy with after what happened.
Definitely, you talk about adjustments. I saw that you were not running too hot in the first stretch, but after that first stage, you really came into that car and were able to be up there. Tell us about what adjustments you had to make to try and get to third here in the Lady in Black.
Yeah, I threw pretty much everything at it. I was working with tire pressure on 3 of the 4 sides. I was working on offset. I was working on, you know, adjusting brake bias through the run to see if that would help. And you know, it ended up I was still real loose after a while. I was starting to get loose there at the end of that last run there. I just, you know, I wish I had saved a set of tires like Brian and Jason did, and I probably could have been up there. But like I said, yeah, third's a good spot, and hopefully that gives us a pretty good points buffer for next week.
Yeah, I don't think you have to worry about points too much with all the bonus points you had, regular season champ. But tell me about that paint scheme. I'm seeing I think I called it Bobby Labonte earlier, but that's not correct, is it?
No, it's you could call it Terry Labonte, and it might be correct, but it's a throwback to Kyle Busch's paint scheme when he had when he won in the car tomorrow. So I kind of based it on that.
Definitely. Well, it looks good, man, and again, congratulations. Who you got on that beautiful Chevy?
I got Raise Energy, as always. You know that I thank them for giving me the opportunity to represent their brand, and I feel like I do it pretty well. I give them a lot of airtime each week, so hopefully everyone's buying the Raise Energy. I know it tastes really good, and it gives me a lot of energy, so that's all I can ask for.
Definitely. Well, again, man, congratulations, and I'm sure we'll talk to you next week.
All right, appreciate it.
All right, next we're going to bring in Jason Baker. Jason, congratulations on the second place finish, man.
Yeah, I was giving it everything I had there at the end trying to catch him. I knew we were the only ones on fresh tires, and you can only hit that wall for so many zeros before it starts adding up, and I think I set a record tonight for that. So
Definitely. Well, even in setting the record, second place ain't too bad. But tell us about fighting through the field, trying to get. You started pole, then fell back a little bit. Tell us how it was trying to get by some of these cars.
Well, I got the pole, and I mean, for that first segment, really, I was the dominant car on that first segment, and I got ahead of myself a little bit and started looking to the future instead of just paying attention. And you can't do that at Darlington; she will bite you. And I got bit a couple times there, and every time I was going into pit, I was fixing 20, 30 seconds of damage. So I just kept my nose at it and just kept going. And I mean, luckily I saved a set of tires. I knew I was going to fall off there at the end of that second segment, but I went into that third segment with 3 sets of tires, and that's really what the key was right there at the end.
Definitely. Well, again, congratulations on the second place finisher and getting all those all important playoff points with a small field. How important is it to just come out and finish this thing up?
It's important, but unfortunately I'm not going for the championship.
Oh, that's right. We talked about this earlier.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's just, I want to show up, give Justin another car in the field, and do my best to, give a little bit of competition to the guys and everything like that. Help my brother out with setups when he can. And me and Will we got a little affiliation going on also. So just trying to beat that team that's got everything. It's like they're 1 through 4 or 1 through 5 up there. All the wins. Got to take them down somehow.
Definitely. So tell us who you got on that 85 Chevrolet.
I got the Marine Corps on there, man. Every paint scheme that I've got is Marine Corps.
Yeah, right. Semper Fi.
I served 2003 to 2007, and my brother does all my paints and everything like that, and he does an amazing job with that stuff.
Definitely. As a 2-time Afghanistan vet, thank you for your service, sir.
Thank you, and thank you for your service.
All right, Jason, well, again, congratulations, and I'm sure we'll talk to you next week if you're able to race. If not,
I'm hoping to. I like Kansas. I'm hoping to.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. I really won't know until probably Friday, but I'm going to practice for it regardless. That's the way that I am.
You know what? I'm gonna go left field. Hopefully you aren't able to make it, because that means everybody in the family's safe and you're out watching some football.
Yeah, well, you gave me and Will the bad luck tonight. You talked to me at the stage break, and then I start having problems. We had those first couple cautions in that stage too. Will was up there in the lead. You pulled him out to talk to him, and then he started having problems. So,
well, but at the end of the race, I knew you'd get a top 10.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there was only 12 cars in there.
I knew you'd get a top 10, but I'll let you go, Jason. I appreciate the time,
right,
brother,
man.
and good luck. Stay safe.
All right, thank you.
Next, we're gonna bring in our winner, Brian Mabry. Brian, congratulations on taming the lady in black and finishing this thing out for us.
I appreciate it. It's definitely unexpected.
Well, I know you said you're going to throw the kitchen sink at it, and you did. Won by over 2.5 seconds. How does it feel to get the win and lock yourself in here from about 4th place in the playoffs?
I'm happy about it. Adrenaline's still kind of flowing, because last about 10, 15 laps, my heart was beating out of my chest.
Well, calm down, Brian.
I seen Tim creeping up on me, and I knew he was going to get around me, but I don't know what happened to him, but started checking out, and I started calming down a little bit.
Well, first of all, stop yelling at me. All right, calm
I'm
down.
sorry.
No, I'm kidding. I'm joking, Brian. But yeah, you had a hell of a race. Got to burn it down there, and just stayed consistent. Starting from 7th place, how was it working through this field of talented cars?
I just try to keep it somewhat conservative to not beat the fenders off, and try not to use all my tires up. I think that's what made the difference. Was I had actually one extra set after that last pit stop, so I think that made all the difference.
Awesome.
Honestly.
I know it's throwback night, and you lost to a tobacco car. I think that was not fair, but I did vote for the Copenhagen car. I got to. But yeah, tell us about that number 3 Chevrolet you're running.
I've never raced with the Wheaties car, and always been a Dale Earnhardt fan, and I just wanted to try it out. And first time running, I get a win.
There you go. It's good luck. I know I did a little research on it, and an all-star car, 97. Yep. So looking really slick in your first win, man. Tell me about any sponsors you got or anyone you want to shout out.
I just like to thank Dave Hughes Jr. He does paint jobs and all that. That's about it. Thank my parents for watching. Say hello to them.
Definitely will. Hello, Mr. and Mrs. Mabry. We appreciate you watching. And Brian, I fantastic race. Appreciate the good racing, and hopefully we'll talk to you next week.
All right, man. I appreciate it.
All right, folks. There you have it. We're going to finish it out with that. We've already went over our top 10 a bunch. We're going to do it one more time here tonight and get you guys out of here. We are going to get ourselves out of here. Results. Go. Your race results for the first round of the planets: Brian Mabry locking himself in. Jason D. Baker in 2nd place. Timothy Latham finishing 3rd. Will Barlow 4th. Carl Dotson in 5th. Jordan Sailors in 6th. Richard Smith the 2nd. 7th. PJ Engelkins in 8th. Tony Patton 9th. Dave Hughes Jr. 10th. Justin Boyles in 11th. And Doc Holliday, most likely our admin, in there and helping out. We appreciate him finishing there 12th. Guys, that's going to do it for us here at Sim Racing Media, giving you the iRacing Virtual Cup Series Playoff Round 1. You can catch them same time next week, next Friday at 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern. And as always, we'll talk to you next week.